So here I am, struggling, thinking about going back on medication, or I am going back on medication, probably. I'm taking sleeping pill and probably going to go on back medication. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, well, of course. I am under so much stress. I have taken on more than I should have taken on. I've also avoided things, that doesn't help, but I'm in a situation which is more than I can handle, and I was feeling like, wait, shouldn't I be able to handle this? I should be able to handle this fine. And that's kind of the messaging I get from my family, like, why can't you do this? This should be okay. You know, why can't you handle all of this? It's not that big a deal. It is a big deal. And it's more than my system can handle. And it's not because I haven't done enough therapy, enough work on myself and to get into a stronger place. It's because this is more than my system can handle right now. And yes, maybe had I done more work to get myself in a stronger place, perhaps, but again, I haven't had this kind of, not to blame my circumstances, but I would have needed certain things that I don't have, and I don't have right now either, to get there. Like a break, like a time away to just heal. I haven't had that. I've been in very stressful environments, stressful kind of nervous system disruptive environments in the middle of a big city, which is really hard also as well. With a lot of stresses like we all have, I kind of tried to step away from them as best I could to kind of give myself a sense of calm. So I could just kind of stay together, keep it together, stay sane. So it's kind of just been holding it together all this time. And I could no longer hold it together. And it's not because I'm broken. And it's not because I'm not doing enough, or I'm just thinking about it in the wrong way, or that, you know, it's not what I've done wrong, what I've sort of misjudged, or maybe not misjudged, but what I would need in this situation is to take care of myself. That's what I've been learning lately. This is what I've been learning the last several months. Since I went off my medication, my antidepressant, in September, it's now May 1st, or May 2nd, actually. I learned how to tune to my body. I learned how to listen to my body signals. It's been such a beautiful journey in terms of really, like, I thought I was going to get back to true healing, the real healing work of it. And that's, again, I'm going to try to do it even on medication, because this is what I've learned. So I'm going to try to, hopefully it won't numb those signals too much, and I can still kind of, you know, there's some issues with going on these traditional antidepressants, and it's problematic. And I have overwhelm. I'm thinking, oh, there's all these other approaches. There's, like, you know, so many different things to try that I've tried a lot. But it's not that my brain chemistry is off and it needs fixing. It's not like my nervous system does need some healing, but it's not like I'm broken and need fixing so I can fit into this world. It's that I'm trying to do too much, and I didn't quite have these skills to set the boundaries for myself, to create a life that was sane and strong and capable. That's not the right languaging, but to create a life for myself where I created the support for myself, that where I could maintain stability and strength and feel stable. I just couldn't find that. I was cutting people off I was afraid of people, and I was cutting off support sometimes. But I also just couldn't find it for myself and create it for myself. And you could say, oh, that's a defect in who you are. You can't do that. It's your fault. But it's kind of not. You know, again, this is where we have to get to some level of forgiveness of just who we are, and, like, to see our strength, and my sensitivity is a strength. was talking to somebody yesterday. I was saying, yeah, we don't in our world just really have a place for sensitive people to heal and to kind of find what they need. Environmentally, there's just no place for it. We just don't even get it. I think we're starting to now in terms of people on the spectrum needing a less sensory environments, lower sensory environments. And I don't know if I'm on the spectrum or not. I probably would be. I probably am. But that's not, again, it's not a defect. It's just a different way of being. And in some ways it's a strength. And the fact that I can't manage everything, manage all the circumstances that are happening right now in my life, doesn't mean I'm broken and need to have my biochemistry fixed. That's not my perspective right now. My perspective is I got myself in a situation that is too much for me. Because I didn't quite know how to set the boundaries to lessen the too muchness and to speak up for myself and advocate for myself. I'm starting to do that now. And it helps. But I'm not there yet. And I don't have kind of the support system in place as well for it. My family members are wonderful, but they're all wounded and not unhealed. And kind of make me, I feel very anxious around them in terms of regulating the nervous system. It's not great co-regulation. It's scary, actually, to spend time with my family members sometimes, some of the time or a lot of the time. And so I'm kind of needing to find a new environment and new people, and I don't know how to get from here to there. Here, I'm just like overwhelmed and kind of sick some of the time. Like really, I was at my limit, and I was begging some family members for just to give me like a few days break. Just let me just get it. I could feel my system was getting, I was trying to advocate for myself. I was feeling like I was at the end of my rope, and I was just feeling the too muchness of it all. And they couldn't, due to circumstances beyond their control and some other avoidance on their part. And then I got sick. And they couldn't come because they didn't want to get sick, which was understandable. So here I was in this situation, kind of over my head. I felt like I always feel over my head in every situation. It's that child aspect, the unhealed child. Felt over my head and going under. And I just had to pull back from everything I've been doing and take care of myself. I was trying to take care. I'm living with my elderly mom. I was trying to kind of help look after her while I'm here. Because she would come running here a lot of the time to help her with this or that. And I thought it's almost easier if I'm just here. There were a lot of circumstances for why I ended up here. But I was here, and at first I was kind of okay with it. But I was letting myself get kind of pulled out. And again, this is a boundary thing. I was trying to set boundaries, but didn't quite set the boundaries needed to really have space for myself. And I just was depressed and anxious, at least in a normal way. And I was just not really having much joy. I was trying to find moments of it, but wasn't doing a great job. So I got sick, and that was a lesson in okay, I can step away from my mom. She can take care of herself. And you know what? I really need this. I really need to not be kind of on call 24/7 and just be in my space. I don't know what I was doing in my space. That's one of the problems I'm having is I'm just find it hard to just be right now and I have things to do. It's not that I don't have things to do and obligations and commitments. It's right now as I got over the cold, I start to step back into a little bit of a more normal, quote unquote, existence. I had to start to develop extreme sleeping problems. I hadn't really had sleeping issues until then. And it goes with anxiety. The sleeping problems go with anxiety. It was just anxiety ratcheting up, and then that became, my whole state was affected day and night, and then, that affects your sleep. And this was related to the environment here. Related to noise in the environment, from neighbors and from elsewhere and from where I'm living. And then interactions with my parent that were really stressful and difficult and challenging. And so I kind of broke down. I kind of reached my limit. And it's not because I like need to be on medication forever, as they would have you believe. It's that I need to be in a different environment. And again, it's not entirely that. It's both. I mean, it's not both. I don't need to. I'm going to use this medication now to maybe get me out of this situation that I'm in. This is what I'm going to try to do. That's my current goal. Because as much as I'd like to have the strength to not go back on medication and to just move through this, it's just been agonizing. And the sleep, not being able to sleep, just was kind of a deal breaker. And I don't really have a place that feels safe to go to. I was looking at sanitariums. It's like I just wouldn't even feel that would feel scary. I mean, maybe there's one that exists that would be safe, but I just would need somebody to kind of take me through it and just kind of like to see me through this safely. And I don't trust people, and that person has to be me right now. I'm trying to rely on myself and find that strength within myself. But my nervous system is just fried, and despite all the energy work I'm doing, and I'm doing a lot that does help it kind of restore itself within each day at least, so I can semi-function. The other problem was with not eating. I mean, with not sleeping, I had much higher anxiety, and then I wasn't able to eat, and then I wasn't able to sleep, and that was getting really, really too much. So a sleeping pill helped me at least. So now I have a little appetite now. I think I can eat. I had my appetite last night wasn't good, and I was getting worried about the sleep. It's kind of scary place to be in. And again, I'm trying not to kind of speak something into existence. I'm very spiritual here, so that's my perspective. That you have to be careful what you say. Not careful as in fear, but like what you say matters. What you say to yourself matters. And how we see these things matter. But again, let me just come back to this point. My point is, it's not that I need medication because I'm broken and need fixing. It's that I need the support and the rest and the recovery to get to a better place. And that's what I'm hoping as our world goes on, as we create a better world, that those things will start to pop up. I think there are probably some places in the country where there are these retreats and where places can go, places where people can go that are a little bit more supportive of it. But within our current medical system, it doesn't exist. All that exists is you medicate yourself so that you can handle a situation that's too much for you. You're not really supposed to be in that situation. I'm not saying that that's true for every situation, but in most situations, like, there's some change that needs to happen, that your body is trying to tell you to, trying to give you some nudges to make those changes. And medication just kind of prevents you, kind of keeps the status quo, keeps a not okay situation from being kind of manageable. Keeps it manageable, keeps a not okay situation like manageable enough when you're really supposed to be changing your circumstances. But of course, if you're really broken down, you can't change your circumstances. So that's my perspective on it now. I had doctors tell me, like, talking about going on and off medication, kind of make one feel guilty about it. It's like, it wasn't me going on and off medication. First of all, I didn't go on and off. I mean, I have over the years kind of done that. Anyway, I won't get into my whole story. I was really just trying to find my way. And the medication wasn't enough to help me find my way then. I've been through a lot more since. I still don't know if I'll find my way. This is part of finding my way, but what we're being told just isn't a lot of what we're being told about medication and about ourselves and about our own strength and our own agency. Just a lot of it is just not true. we're giving away our power to these systems. And again, I'm doing that now myself, and I'm doing it with consciousness and awareness, and with some little bit of, not plan, but like intention here to try to move forward through these things. I have some steps that I feel like I'm being guided to take, and I'm going to take them. And one foot in front of the other, one step. When I think too far ahead, I get terrified. Just thinking about the week ahead, I have to talk to a psychiatrist on Monday. I may have to see a PCP probably soon after that. I don't know how soon I will be able to start taking this antidepressant, which might really help stabilize things, but it takes 4 to 6 weeks for that to happen. And in the meantime, I'm taking a sleeping pill that is not the greatest to take. And I have this fantasy, and I'm gonna speak it, like a lot of people have, probably. Like, I just want somebody to take care of me, take me away from here, and take care of me, and help me to heal, and give me the, feed me, take care of my daily needs, so I don't have to stress, so I don't have to, I still have like a part-time job that I'm doing, and it's, I've kind of been able to keep up with it, sort of. I'm not sure I can continue to. It's scary. Everything's sort of up in the air, scary and unknown. And I'm trying to move into like a more positive frame of mind. But these last few weeks have really kind of pummeled me a little bit. Just beaten me down, broken me down. And I still have hope. I always have hope. And I found so much to give hope. There's so many amazing people out there, and amazing kind of new techniques and technologies to support us through this. In some ways, this is my journey, my path that I've chosen. That's kind of the way I look at it. I chose this path to learn and grow, and to maybe be able to help others. I don't know. And it's a rough path. But I do think I chose it. And I'm trying to learn from it everything I can learn quickly, so that I don't have to be in struggle any longer. But yeah, I'm trying to hold on to hope here, and just keep going, one foot in front of the other. There's scary times because there's so much unknown right now. I'm sort of praying for miracles. I've received many miracles, daily miracles. I mean, just getting through every day right now is miraculous. Finding my way from when I'm feeling really gross, doing some energy work, and feeling pretty much okay after that, that's a miracle. I think I'll leave it at that. I may continue here, but my point was really, our perspective on medication is that something's wrong with us and we're broken. And what's wrong with us, if there's anything wrong, there's not anything wrong with it. It's just that we've sort of learned to feel powerless and give our power away, and not realize that we are meant to take care of ourselves, and we have the strength and the ability to do it. Sometimes you do need support, and sometimes you need a lot of support, and you have to know what your needs are too, to get that. I'm trying to find my way to conclusion here. I have trouble doing that. But yeah, it's not like this is my baseline anxiety that I've suddenly gone back to after going off the medication. It's a comment somebody made in my family. It's like, my baseline anxiety is baseline would be anxiety in normal circumstances, with being in a room in which I could sleep properly at night, and basically, normal situation. That's your baseline anxiety. In a situation in which you're being stressed to the nth degree, that's no longer baseline. That's not baseline. That's a stressful situation. And this is stress upon stress upon stress upon stress. And other circumstances too. But not baseline, not who I am, not that I couldn't be completely. Again, there's a lot of healing work to be done with somatic experience. There's a lot you can do to increase your capacity to be able to handle more stressful situations. You know, you want to be able to do that. But you also have to know what's too much for you. And sometimes things are too much. You need to be able to take care of that for yourself. And that's not about drugging yourself into doing things that are too much for yourself, you know? You know, taking medication so you can say yes to things that you should be saying no to. I feel really strongly about that. That's what we do in this world. We're medicating ourselves so we can do things that we really shouldn't be doing, you know? Where we should be saying a hard no and taking care of ourselves and finding balance and peace and finding people to support us. And there are a lot of us out there who just don't have that support around them. And I think it's some of them, for a lot of them, it's people on a spiritual journey that are that have kind of signed up for a really difficult path and are now kind of coming out into the world, coming out of hermit mode, making their way in the world. And it's when you don't have a lot of people around you and you kind of have to make that leap and you don't have people guiding you through it. I have some people guiding. I have to be grateful for who I have. It can seem so overwhelming. And again, I have to just kind of have faith. I have a lot of, you know, spiritual faith, and I work with the non-physical realm. I sort of work with the spirit guides, and I really kind of rely on my spirit guide team to help me. When I say work with, I say I ask them for help, and usually get signs and signals that they're actually out there. But you have to ask for help. In a free will world, the trick is you have to ask for it, and I ask for it a lot, and I do receive a lot. But again, these lessons are for me to learn, for my soul to learn, that my soul has signed up to learn. And there's some really challenging lessons, and I kind of got to the point last week. I was like, I can't do anymore. I can't learn any lessons. I've learned enough. Please let me just have some peace here. Please give me some peace from this all. And so that's where I am right now. And maybe, you know, maybe this will help somebody hearing this. I hope so. It's a little jumbly. I'm sorry, it's rambly and all over the place and chaotic. But I really feel strongly again. I was hoping to be on the perspective of you know, no medication, and I'm strongly anti-medication. And like, how do you hold that given the fact that I'm going on medication? I hope I explained that properly. And again, maybe I'm sort of in this world of, I'm still half in the traditional world and half in this other spiritual. Kind of haven't quite fully made that leap, I guess. So in any case, here I am, going to try to find the support. I have to put together a support team. I have to put together my new doctor, a new psychiatrist. I have a psychiatrist. I think maybe some additional practitioners that can help. And again, it's not that the team I have hasn't gotten me through this. It's that, again, what I'm learning is I just have had a lot of fears. This is where I am right now. I don't like it here. I really want to get out of this actual physical space where I am at. I need to move from here. And I need to get energetically out of where I am at as well. And it all came to a head this last month or two. And I'm just still trying to kind of, right now, just get through this every day and maybe get to a little more positive place, a little more, find some joy, find some peace, really peace. And find some strength within myself, which I know is there. The fear can be really scary. And again, I think a lot of this is just stuff coming up to purge. I'm kind of trying to tell myself that these are things being released. These are old fears, old anxieties, old thoughts, old experiences that are just being released now so I can move forward. But I don't have any reassurance of that. And I wish I could keep the faith on that one, but like, I need to function. If I were in a different environment, as I say, a peaceful home, had a secure, secure situation, felt secure about my life, I might be okay, be able to make it through this. Just right now, there's just too much that's just uncertain, and I'm trying to find a little more stable ground, and this is how I have to do it. So that's my story here. I say it with sadness and sort of feeling a little bit like I don't feel like I've given up. I haven't given up. I just trying to gather the strength to keep going every day. Yeah, and I think I'm going to do some other videos about maybe some of the tools that have helped. Because even though I'm still struggling and still in chaos and still needing extra help and still needing a lot of things, and feel like I should be, in a way, nobody to tell. No, who am I to tell anybody else anything? But there's some things that have helped me and might help somebody else. And just as a pointer, like, why don't you take a look here? That might resonate with you, or here or there. And some of these things can be immensely helpful. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave that for now. So I know this is very rambly and long, and I'll record more videos. This is just the beginning.